All right, welcome on back, Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. The big news, we've been talking about it and excited to bring him on and hear from the man himself about his decision to transfer to Boise State. We bring on Alvaro Cardenas. And Alvaro, congratulations, man. You got Bronco Nation buzzing with your decision to transfer to Boise State. How's it feel, man?
It was amazing. It feels great to be a Bronco.
What take us back to the beginning, man, when you decided to enter your name in the transfer portal? Who reached out first from Boise State? How did the communication start? And I know you came for a visit. Just take us through the process here.
Yeah. So basically, I entered the portal just because I was kind of looking for a different experience for my last year. Obviously, it wasn't the easiest year for myself and the team at SDSU, but I still have a lot of love for the coaches, for Coach Miles and the coaching staff. They're the first people that gave me a chance. I had no offers coming out of high school and prep school, so I'm always going to be grateful for them. But I think it was time for me to go in a different direction and look for something different and be part of a winning culture and just kind of be able to be myself and impact winning at the highest level. So yeah, I put my name in the portal, and Coach Mike Burns was the first one to reach out to me. And this was happening the day before you guys played in the tournament. And well, obviously after you guys lost, he got on a plane, and as soon as he landed in Boise, the next day he was at San Jose having lunch with me. So that kind of showed me from the beginning the interest that Boise showed, and that was just the first step of my recruitment. And after that, we just kept communicating. They did a really good job recruiting me and showed me how much they wanted me to be there, and the need that they needed for a point guard like me. And then yeah, we scheduled a visit right before the dead period, and the visit went great. I had talked to Coach Rice before as well, and yeah, it kind of showed me that was the place to go and the place where I could keep growing as a player, but also impact winning, which is what it's all about.
I had heard you'd also visited Colorado State. I mean, what other schools were you looking at here?
Yeah. So basically, my top three at the end was Santa Clara, Colorado State, and Boise State. I visited Santa Clara somewhat on an official visit because it's right here around the corner. And then I visited Colorado State. It was also a good visit, but yeah, it was just a tough decision for me to make because I felt like those three places, which I cut down to, were really good options for me. But at the end of the day, I thought Boise was, yeah, just the school that did the best job recruiting me and showed the most interest, and I just thought it was the best opportunity for myself and be part of obviously a winning program.
Yeah, what was it about your visit or your game that fits their style of offense, or just why do you think Boise State was the best fit for your last year here?
Yeah, well, I think if I'm being honest, I feel like they've been in need of a true point guard, and that's just what I've done my whole life. I'm a pass first guy. That's just I think I make others around me better, and that's just kind of what I do. I just like to get others involved, and at the same time, I feel like I can score pretty well as well. Um, so yeah, that was the main thing. I thought Coach Rice kind of wanted to play a little bit more upbeat tempo, and he wanted somebody um, to kind of be able to create for others. And you guys have amazing players like Tyson Degenhart and Stanley and Chibuzo Agbo, and I feel like all of those guys will kind of benefit from playing with a player like me who's just gonna be able to find them good looks. And I'm really excited to, just be able to play with guys of that caliber, and they're such good players, and it's just kind of make their life a little bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to any of the players you've played with in the past, but obviously, you guys have struggled a little bit there. You went 2-16 in the league this year. I mean, getting a chance to surround yourself with a winning culture, a winning team, and players like you said that of that caliber. I mean, do you think that's going to bring out an even better side of your game that we haven't even seen yet?
Yeah, and that's one of the main things that I was looking for when I made this decision to go into the portal. Right, it was just want to be part of a really good team and play with really good players so that I can also shine and improve my game, because I feel like would help me a lot. And I don't just plan on having the same year I had. I feel like I've had a pretty good improvement every single year that I've been here in America. It took me a little bit to figure it out, coming from Europe, and physically it was an adjustment. But I feel like I've made improvements every year, and I plan on doing the same thing this year, right? I plan on showing the best version of myself, and at the same time, when I do that, I feel like I impact winning. I can show, and I can just, like I said, help these guys get some better looks and just help the team win.
Now you had a heck of a year, but you came to Boise and you were held scoreless in that game. And I understand you were still dealing with some physical stuff. What was going on, and how less than 100% were you when you came to Boise?
Yeah, so actually, well, I don't like making excuses. I had a bad game, but I didn't play the game before at Wyoming, and I actually lost like 17 pounds during that 4 game span. The game at Wyoming, obviously, I couldn't play. I tried to warm up, but it was impossible. At Boise, I obviously wasn't feeling good at all. And then the game after UNLV and San Diego State, I was still not UNLV, Nevada and San Diego State. I still was feeling really bad. And that was the first game I missed my 3 years in college, right? But yeah, I tried to play through it. I know the team needed me, and obviously it wasn't my game, and that's kind of why I was surprised a little bit that Boise reached out to me, because I knew I didn't play my best either of those 2 games. But that kind of showed me how much they valued me and the film that they had watched, and that they knew what type of player I was. So it was great.
So you were just sick then?
Yeah, I was just really sick, but
Okay.
yeah, no
What
excuses. I had to play better.
What in terms of just your game, you mentioned being a pass first guy, a true point guard guy. What have they told you about kind of your role? And obviously Roddy Anderson, this guy that started, last year is at least
Yeah.
as of now still on this roster. I mean, what some fans kind of see
Mhm.
this and say, how is this going to work? What have they kind of told you about your role, and
Yeah.
whether or not anything's going on with Roddy, or how that's going to work?
Well, I'm not the coach. I can't say what's gonna happen with Roddy, or what the situation is gonna be like. But I decided to come to Boise because I feel like I'm gonna have a pretty big role, kind of a similar role that I had at San Jose State, where um, probably gonna start and just be able to play my game. And one of the things Coach Rice was just kept telling me is he wants me to be myself. He wants me to play like I play, and because he knows that when I do that, I can be really effective and help the team. And he wants to put me in positions to be successful. He wants to run a lot of pick and roll, which is something that I mentioned to him during my recruiting process, because obviously Boise wasn't the team that did that the most this year, because of the personnel or whatever it was. So yeah, the situation with Roddy, I'm not the one to talk about that. I do think we could share the court together. I think he's a really good player, really talented, really physical, and a great defender. So I'm sure we could work together, play at the same time. And it's hard to come to the Mountain West. Your first year is always hard, but I think he's got a great potential, and he showed it his first year at San Diego.
What about just staying in the league here? Is that going to be weird at all for you? And obviously, you've already been to a lot of these venues. You've been to all these places that had to have help, I guess, and it's going to help you knowing a lot of these players and these venues. And you've played in Extra
Yeah.
Mile Arena. I think they had 10 or 11,000 fans this year when they played you guys. I mean, just your thoughts on I guess the uniqueness of staying in the league here and how that might help you.
Yeah, well, obviously, since the first time I played in the Mountain West, I just fell in love with the conference. And while at first I was a little bit reluctant to stay because, just it felt a little bit weird. But at the same time, I decided. I talked with my dad, who's a big supporter in this process, and we just realized like that doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, you got to look for yourself and what the best opportunity is. And we had some good opportunities in the Mountain West, and at the same time, I love the league. 6 teams to the tournament this year, so it's like really exciting. You play in amazing venues, like you said. Here at Boise, like you said, it was 11,000 fans. It was just amazing to be in that environment that I didn't really experience when I was at San Jose, because it's not the same. And yeah, that was also one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to um, you know just change and do something different.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. I mean, if you thought about what that's going to be like playing in front of a packed house pretty much every home game now, and
Yeah.
having that support and that home court advantage that you've never really had, and also just the facilities too. Not to speak negatively towards San Jose State. I
Yeah.
know they're trying to make some improvements, but whether it be the locker room and some of the practice facilities and the game arena, obviously, what'd you make of Boise State's facilities and the upgrade you're going to be getting here for your last year?
Yeah, man, I'm super excited. The facilities are incredible. The fan base is incredible. I've received already a lot of support since I posted on Twitter about it, and I'm just super excited to be able to like go on this journey and be able to play in front of a packed arena. Like I've never done that, and I feel like I've actually played better on the road when the fans are like screaming at you. But that's also because we never really had fans in San Jose State. Not to say anything bad about them. Like I said, I love the program, I love the coaches, but that's just the reality of it. Um, and yeah, so I'm super excited to just kind of feel the energy in the arena, and I can't wait to play our first game and how it's gonna be jumping.
So what's the potential for this team, man? I know they still have two scholarships left, and I know they're looking for a center, and I'm sure they've kind of laid out their plan with you for what they hope
Mhm.
to do with this roster. But I mean, you mentioned the players coming back, and that's not even mentioning Meadow and Keene and some of the guys off the bench they really like, and some kids that redshirted last year. I mean, what for fans watching this, man? What's the potential? You guys are going to be one of the top teams, obviously, probably preseason in the Mountain West. But I mean, what are you hoping to
Yeah.
come in and do here and do as a team?
Yeah, I mean the roster's looking amazing, and I'm sure they'll add another big that can contribute. But really, the sky is the limit, and we just got to take it day by day. But I'm super excited for what this team can do. Obviously, the goal is to win the Mountain West Conference, and then after that, it's just going to be win games in the tournament and go as far as we can go, right? And that's going to depend on the work that we put in every day. But I think the sky's the limit, and it's time to get that first win in the NCAA tournament. I think this team can do it.
I was going to ask you about that. Obviously, I wondered if you were aware of that, and you answered my question there. You are,
Yeah.
but to 0-10 in the
Mhm.
tournament, and unfortunately, after that Colorado loss, that's been a talking point here the last couple of weeks. I mean, is that a big deal to you to be a part of history and hopefully come in and change that next year and get that first win?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's a huge opportunity to make history here at Boise State, and I know the fans and the program around it and everyone that supports Boise deserves it. And I think um, I've met some of the guys, some of the players, and they all think the same way. They're all super committed to putting work in and just being able to do it for the city of Boise and just get not just one win in the tournament, but as many as you can, and I think, like I said, this team has the potential to do it, and as we can make history.
So, what's your plan then in terms of finishing up school there, and then when do you plan
Yeah.
to make your way to up to Boise?
Yeah. So probably I'll finish my final exams here at San Jose. And then I'll probably take some time, go back home, work out over there with my family that I haven't seen in a long time. And then after that, as soon as summer workout starts, I'll be at Boise. So it's gonna be at the beginning of June probably.
And are you a type of guy that when we're walking by and we hear the basketball bouncing in the gym, no matter what time of day or night, we can peek in and you're probably in there? I mean, what's your kind of work ethic, and what do you hope to bring in terms of I know you're a new player, but in terms of a leadership role and being a senior here, what do you hope to bring from that aspect to this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the main reasons why the coaches reach out to me because they look for very specific guys. And if you've asked anybody around me, I don't want to brag or anything, but that's just what I do. I put in a lot of work. That's basically my whole life. I just live in the gym, and I feel like the results kind of speak for themselves, and the jump that I've had each year just kind of show that work pays off. Um, so yeah, you'll probably hear me late at night and earlier in the morning. If you come by the gym, I'll be there working out and shooting and all that good stuff. But yeah.
I know you'd already been to Boise, obviously, to play a game, but you don't get to do much. What'd you make of your visit in the city here?
Yeah. Well, it's true that we didn't get to do much at Boise, but after the visit, I just find a really nice city. The downtown area is super nice. I'm also a big fan of like just going on hikes and nature, and the river's right there along campus. So it was just really cool, and a lot of people were saying good things about the city. I actually played with Thomas Brable back in the day in Spain. He was playing in Leb Gold, and I talked to him about it as well. He's a great guy. He was telling me a lot of good things about Boise, so I'm super excited to, just live in the city and kind of explore all the little things that it has.
I saw he retweeted it. He was all pumped on social media. I saw that Thomas Bro play,
Yeah.
former Bronco, doing good things. Have you thought
Mhm.
about what it's going to be like? Unfortunately, I mean, going back and having to play a game at they're in San Jose at some point next season.
Yeah. Well, I left a lot of amazing people here at San Jose. Some of my best friends that I met along the way, the coaching staff, and it was sad obviously when I had the end of the year meeting and I told Coach Miles what I planned on doing. Um, but yeah, it will be a little bit weird to come back, but and be on the opposite side. But at the same time, it's good because I'll have a chance to, just be able to see all my teammates and my friends that I made over the last 3 years. So I'm excited for that as well.
And what are you studying in school, or what's your goal? I know you want to play basketball for a long time, but for fans that don't know you very well here in Boise, what do you like away from the court? What do you like to do for fun? You mentioned the hiking and stuff, but what are you studying in school? What are your career goals after basketball? Just tell us a little bit about yourself away from the game of basketball.
Yeah. So like I said, I really enjoy on my off days. I try to at least once a week just work out in the morning and then leave and kind of just explore nature a little bit, go on hikes. Um, I used to surf back in the day, snowboard, all that cool stuff outdoors. It was kind of what I did with my parents and my brother. Um, and then yeah, that's basically it.
You can the Bogus Basin,
Oh,
man. You
you
can
talk about my
snowboard.
bad.
It's
You
45
talked
minutes
about
from
my degree.
downtown, man.
I'm
You can
I'm
get
a
up there on the
manager.
slopes. Probably Coach Rice don't want you doing that during the season, though. You may have to wait till after the season or
No.
something. But I mean, it's 45 minutes away, and I mean, Coach Rice claims to be a big fisherman too. I don't know if you fish at all, but maybe
Mhm.
Coach can get you out there on the river and do some fishing as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He told me about it, and obviously I haven't snowboarded in a long time because it's risky.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also going back to you asked me what my degree is. I'm a kinesiology major, so you guys have a kin program here at Boise State as well, so that would be perfect. And I just really enjoy learning about the human body and that type of stuff. But honestly, I think after I'm done with playing basketball in my professional career, which I hope will last a long time, I'm probably going to go into coaching. That's something that I have a lot of passion for, and I think I'll be good at it as well.
Final question or two for you, and we appreciate your time, Alvaro. I mean, a lot of people talk about
Mm.
international players, and you're not eligible to get NIL money, but I know that's changed a little bit. Well, what are the rules with that, and
Yep.
are you able to? Are you hoping to be able to at all step into that at Boise State? And I don't know if that was part of your recruitment or not, but I know that the rules are changing a little bit. What is the current status of international players and NIL?
Yeah, so international players, it becomes a little bit harder because you can get NIL money, but you need to do it outside the United States. So I did get some NIL money, and what I'll do, I'll just run a camp somewhere back home in my city, and that's the way to do it. That's how everybody does it, kind of in a different way, but you definitely have to be outside the United States. But at the same time, we're at a disadvantage, obviously, compared to American guys because we can't sign deals with brands and stuff like that. So you kind of just lose out on a lot of money, and that's kind of uh, a bummer. But Zach Edey talked about it the other day, like how he's just losing a lot of money because he would be making millions if he was able to sign with all these brands. But since he's on a student visa, he can't do it, right? So it sucks, but at the same time, Boise has done a great job of finding a way to give me some NIL money, and we for sure going to do that.
And final thing, what's your I mean, I'm sure fans are already fired up to be listening to this and hearing you talk and looking at your stats and your highlight videos and everything, but what's your I guess final message here after this interview to Bronco Nation and the fans and everybody in Boise just about what they're going to see from you and this team and your excitement level to join the and play in front of the fans here coming up next season.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway that I've seen from being around the coaches and the players is that this is a great group that's really committed to winning. They work really hard, and they all have a common goal in mind. It's not selfish people. They're all just we want to make history. We want to get those wins in the tournament. We go as far as we can go without putting a limit on ourselves. So I'm just excited to, get to be around the guys a little bit more and get to know each other and get to work and play in front of some of the best fans in the country.
Well, we appreciate your time, man, giving us 20 minutes here, and I know fans are super excited. And you're a very well spoken young man, obviously a heck of a player on the court, and excited to get to know you up here in Boise and see you play, man. So good luck finishing up school there in San Jose, and safe travels. Have fun back home with the family, and when you get to Boise, man, it's going to be a heck of a year. Looking forward to seeing what else they do to that roster, and fans are super excited, man. This is going to be a fun year, and looking forward to seeing you, man. Thanks so much for your time.
Of course. Thanks for having me here. Go Broncos.